Keyshawn Johnson, former NFL player, had this to say about Brown's quarterback situation on ESPN's KJM.
When you have an injured player that had success prior to the injury, you can't just throw him away due to the injury. You have to, because if you make the mistake and decide to move on from him based on what you saw over the last several games, the interceptions, the subpar play, even though you know and your medical staff knows that he's fighting injury, and he alluded to that, letting the world know, and then all of a sudden you decide you want something better. Now, if he was healthy and Aaron Rodgers was available, I'm taking Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, come on, of course.
Right? I mean, that's just the reality.
He's not in
of
that
it.
bucket, as you would say.
If he's healthy and something's better and we're looking at it, then yeah. But the fact that he's not healthy, you've got to give him the opportunity to get healthy to evaluate him fairly.
And again, Tom, we've talked about this as early as this show. It's a tough evaluation. And we, the media and fans, have no idea how truly injured Baker Mayfield was and how much that affected it. Because they're just not going to say that. If you say, man, he's injured and every time he takes a hit, he's going to get hit 20%, 30% more than he normally would.
Yeah, and I think, with all due respect to Keyshawn, this is a 4-year deal here. This isn't just this past season. So when they're doing this evaluation, they're taking in the breadth of his entire time here in Cleveland. So, yeah, I'm with you, David. Again, I'm not privy to the medical, examination. I'm not going to be assisting with the surgery on January 19th. So I don't know the extent of the injury and how much it affected him. Now, I thought it was interesting that in the course of the season, offensive coordinator Alex Van Pelt went from basically not ignoring the injury. It was always a thing, but he refused to put any emphasis on it affecting Baker's play early in the season. Well, then 2 weeks ago, he basically did a 180 and said, yeah, of course the injury affected Baker. So I'm not sure where he was coming from there, why he was maybe he was trying to boost Baker's confidence going into that Pittsburgh game, whatever the case may be. So there's been some mixed messaging as well on the injury. I don't think the Browns like the fact that Baker seemed to make this injury, while he would say, hey, it's still attached or whatever, then it turned into him revealing to a national reporter that he had a fracture in there. I don't think the team was crazy about him kind of, letting everybody know his medical diagnosis on a week-to-week basis. So, yeah, I agree with Keyshawn in that it would be unfair to throw a guy away, but I think there's some extraordinary circumstances and situations involved with Mayfield that make it much more than the injury. I'll give Baker a ton of credit for staying out there. I do think as well, though, Dave, that if he could do it all over again, after he injured the shoulder the second time, which was against Houston a few weeks after he initially tore the labrum, I think looking back at it now, he wishes he would have shut it down, probably gotten the surgery then. It probably would have saved him millions of dollars. It certainly would have helped his stature and status with the team as it stands right now. So, coulda, shoulda, woulda. And injuries are a big part of it. Everybody's playing a little bit hurt, but I do think at the quarterback position, obviously, it's gonna, if your lead arm is not right, then you're not right.
Yeah, and again, quarterback touches the ball every snap on offense.